Hello, fellow movie crusaders, and welcome to another episode of Sean's Movie Crusades. My name's Sean Wasserkrug, and today we're going to be reviewing the latest video-on-demand film starring Kevin Bacon, You Should Have Left. Now, for me, this trailer has been popping up quite a lot recently, whether it be on TV or on YouTube or other places that you can see trailers at. And the trailer really intrigued me. I've always been a Kevin Bacon fan. I like how he used to do a lot of just the same roles back in the 80s and 90s, but he likes to do the occasional horror films. And this one in particular, I really liked the aspect of where it was going because it reminded me of another film that I really, really enjoyed in the, I think it was late 90s, early 2000s, that I'll tell you guys about shortly. But watching the trailer here with the uniqueness of, troubled past coming back to haunt him and a house that's not quite what it seems, it definitely was an intriguing effect. Plus, you have Amanda Seyfried, who's a solid actress as well. The trailer itself looked very appealing. It was definitely something I was willing to check out. The plot of You Should Have Left basically is you have Kevin Bacon's character, who is Theo. Him and his actress wife, Susanna, and their spirited daughter, Ella, book a vacation in an isolated modern home in the Welsh countryside where nothing is quite as it seems. Basically, they're spending time before Susanna has to go and film in London, so they decide to get away from everything and just kind of spend time together. But the house itself is just a little bit different than normal. It's bigger on the inside than on the outside. It seems like it's never ending, stuff like that. But when things start to happen in the home, such as bad dreams and kind of sporadic bad moods, you start to notice certain things are changing around the house and changing around the main characters. And that's basically what the plot of You Should Have Left is all about. Now, coming to the performance aspect of it, everyone does a real solid job in it. You have, like I said, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon, I mean, yes, he looks strung out through the entire film, but Kevin Bacon also always looks that way. But he puts on a solid performance as Theo, as a man who has a troubled past, who's just trying to move on from it, but just can't get past that hurdle, no matter what's in his way, no matter having a beautiful young actress wife, having a young child who loves him dearly, and kind of outside of his past events is living a generally good life, but he just can't get past the nightmares that he has and the people looking at him because of what happened in his past and stuff like that. And so it weighs on him deeply to the point where it causes a strain in the relationship between him and Susanna. Amanda Seyfried as Susanna, she does a solid role in this. I mean, she's not doing anything that's going to make her, make it as a coming out party for her in this performance. Amanda Seyfried's there. She's doing her job playing the young actress wife. When the real crazy stuff starts to really kind of get in there and the movie starts to kick that to that horror level, she's not really a part of the film in that moment, or she's not really around at that time. So she kind of gets taken out of the movie at the biggest part of the film. I'm not saying that she dies or anything. I'm just saying that her character's not around during that. So her role is very strong in the first half, but it greatly diminishes in the second half, which I would have really thought that based off of the plot and the story elements that we got in this film, her character really probably should have been more at the forefront than Kevin Bacon's character, but they really wanted to focus on this backstory of the Theo character. Avery T.U. Essex, she plays Ella, the daughter. She does a real good job. Here's my problem with her character. She's 6 years old, but her maturity gradually changes based on what the script needs her to be. She could be a really, really smart 6-year-old, and then in the next scene act like a normal 6-year-old, and then back to being a really clever, smart 6-year-old in the next scene. There are just certain dialogues and certain things that she says in the film that a normal 6-year-old wouldn't be able to comprehend, wouldn't be even think of saying, or even having a conversation with the Theo character or the Susanna character that a 6-year-old probably would not have. And then there are other scenes where she acts just the way she should. So she's literally, her character is at the maturity level needed for the script at a given moment, which is really kind of fluctuating throughout the movie. And it can kind of rub you the wrong way because it's like, I can't really, is this girl really 6 years old, or is she a 10-year-old acting like she's 6? Because it's just, her character is just so uneven throughout the film. And it's not her fault. She's basically doing what she's being told based off the script. But because of that, her character is really, you just never know what you're going to get with her character in between each scene because the maturity is just all over the place for this character overall. Now, in terms of the plot, that is really where the plot and the script is really where the main problems of this film truly lie. The main problem, and this is done by Blumhouse, which has kind of stepped up as becoming the premier horror production studio in Hollywood over the last few years. But between this and Fantasy Island, it hasn't really been having a lot of good ones come out lately. And the main problem with this one is that it really can't decide what movie it wants to be. Does it want to be a haunted house ghost story? Does it want to be a psychological thriller? Does it want to be a romantic drama between this couple? Does it want to be something weird about the country of Welsh? It doesn't. It's grabbing from all these different areas, and it's not focusing on one major one in particular. And because of that, the movie struggles because it's taking aspects from each area, which, okay, cool, but you need to focus on one of them. And the problem is by the time they try to focus on one, it's already such a jumbled knot of a mess that you just don't care anymore. The horror aspects of it aren't ever really that scary. I mean, it's creepy to be in a house that's consistently evolving and changing on you, but there's never any real threat of danger in this movie. I mean, outside just being creeped out by the house, there's never anything really going on. Like, it's not like an Amityville situation or anything like that where you think, oh no, these characters' lives are in danger. It never actually comes off feeling that way, which is more of the psychological thriller aspect of the film. You thought it was going to go one way based off of the background of these characters, but once again, doesn't go that route. And you think, oh, well, this house is clearly haunted or some other way, which I'm not going to say because that's spoiler to the film. And you think, oh, it's going to go that way, and it doesn't go that way either. And so it's kind of just doesn't know what film or what story it wants to tell, which ultimately makes the movie fall apart by the end of it. And it makes the characters themselves also kind of pointless because based off of what the story actually ends up telling, the characters don't make a whole lot of sense based off of what they're being told. And for the story to work as it is, you need a solid base work and groundwork for the characters overall. And frankly, because the script's all over the place, so are the characters, and it fails miserably. So going to overall thoughts on the film, I definitely can't recommend this movie for anyone. I was genuinely excited to see this movie and check this movie out because I liked what the trailer had showed me. But overall, it's a mess of a film. It's not even scary. It's an utter disappointment for the Blumhouse company. So going to my overall score, I'm going to give You Should Have Left a 3.2 out of 10. Ultimately, it had the ability to be great, but it just couldn't focus on what actually it wanted to be a potential great film. Now, if you want a movie that this movie should have been or should have been a remake of, I would definitely recommend checking out the Harrison Ford, Michelle Pfeiffer thriller, What Lies Beneath, because that movie is what this movie should have tried to be, which it looked like it was going to be, but it failed miserably, where What Lies Beneath is easily probably one of my sleeper favorite horror/thriller films, but with those two actors in it. It definitely takes you by surprise. The ending is insane in a great way, and it tells a great story throughout, which is not exactly what this film does at all. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys feel like this review is worth sharing, go ahead and hit that share button. But most importantly, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to the channel so you guys stay up to date with all the latest videos that pop up with Sean's Movie Crusades. And of course, don't forget to follow us on all the social media outlets you see below. Coming up next, we've got a few movies coming out here because they get released tomorrow. You got Mel Gibson's hurricane action film, Force of Nature. You got Dave Bautista's family spy film, My Spy. You've got the Steve Carell political comedy, Irresistible. I still have to review High Note. I haven't gotten to that yet. And then we also have Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams' Netflix comedy Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. So we got a lot of movies coming out here tomorrow. So those reviews are going to be coming out here throughout the week. So be on the lookout for that. And until next time, in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Movie Crusaders.